I am here to discuss Silas and Delilah Blackwood. Welcome to The Alternative Angle, the show where we look at things another way. And today's topic of conversation is the Legend of Vox Machina, available for watch on Amazon Prime. The Legend of Vox Machina is a cartoon series adapted from the original Critical Role Vox Machina D&D campaign and centers around a group of mercenaries consisting of Vex, Vax, Percy, Pike, Keyleth, Grog, and Scanlan.
Excuse me. Thank you, much appreciated.
Scanlan is my favorite. But I am not here to talk about any of these guys. I am here to discuss Silas and Delilah Blackwood.
You are a curious one. And you look delicious. It should have been me, not him!
AKA couple of the year because they're super hot, totally evil, and probably more secure in their relationship than you or I. I just love these two. First of all, Silas is incredibly hot. Have I mentioned the looks on these two? I would describe them as my type.
Charmed.
And honestly, I just want to be Delilah when I grow up. Like, her hair, a vision. Outfit, bad. Abilities, god tier. Nails, never needs acrylics. Honestly, her dominance is unquestionable, and her man is a problem too. That is a straight up deal. And again, I am here for it. We meet these two actual villains in season 1, episode 3 of The Legend of Vox Machina in an arc when we learn Percy's backstory. Percy is the last remaining member of the Derolos, and he's like that because one day, while everyone was minding their business, the Blackwood family, who had wormed their way into the local court, had the Derolos messily displaced. This couple is formidable, taking nearly the entire season to finally murder, and I would like to argue that they were as hard to defeat as they were because of their solid coupleship. So let's talk about relationships through the lens of these villains, with some of the ideas outlined in the 7 Principles for Making Marriage Work by John and Julia Gottman. I'll point them out as they come up. Solving solvable problems. Silas and Delilah, based on the information we see in season 1, episode 9, were already in a relationship when Silas fell ill. Medicine couldn't save him, and Delilah formed a blood pact with the Whispered One through a book of evil in order to use magic to strengthen Silas's weak body and save him from death, with the power of vampirism. Now, that is a keeper. This woman used her knowledge and expertise to solve the solvable problems inside their relationship. Silas objectively didn't have to die. His becoming a vampire debuffed him out the wazoo. In a world with actual monsters, being an incredibly fast, agile night beast with the ability to psychically convince your enemies to do your bidding while equipped with a cool blood sword is not a bad move for a man newly recovered from the plague.
He's a good man, Savannah. A good man.
Grateful, they smooch each other and probably have some evil sexy times. Because it's love, bro. It only sucks for their enemies. Sharing love maps. When we first meet them, the two come across some highwaymen who've decided to rob who he presumed were a couple of rich rubes on their way through the forest at night. Silas steps out of his carriage, not to protect himself or his wife, who are in no danger, but to engage in a fun bit of murder. There's no other word for what he wanted to do with that man in the forest. It was murder. Delilah knows her husband enjoys some recreational roadside killing and might have wanted a mid-travel snack. So while he took some time out to do that, she gave him space and pulled out a book. She clearly understands and has come to terms with her husband's bloodlust and doesn't let it ruin their drive. Would you like it if every time you decided to have some food and fun, your person stepped in to stop you? No. The average citizen's food doesn't involve, sticking your fingers into their neck and draining them of their blood, but these two aren't average citizens. Is it hot in here, or is it, just me? But murders and morals aside, Looking at their relationship, these two are the entire package. Nurturing fondness and admiration. Silas and Delilah frequently nurture their fondness and admiration for one another through affirming language and physical touch. In season 1, episode 9, when Silas says he should go to the front of battle and directly confront their enemies, Delilah disagrees. Let's see how the couple handles this disagreement.
For we are his blood.
What did you do, my dear?
Here we see Silas accepting influence from Delilah to accelerate their already laid plans, instead of letting their enemies dictate their actions. This is wise war counsel, and the couple using Delilah's intelligence to overwhelm opposition is part of what makes them so dangerous. Overcoming gridlock. Their every move is a coordinated team effort to reach their goals, overcome gridlocks in their relationship, and consolidate power. By turning towards each other, they have made themselves unable to be swayed by external forces and created a more stable relationship, and intelligently consolidated their evil plans. A lesser man would have let himself be separated from his queen and probably been cut down without assistance. Their strong relationship makes them strong enemies, and that's what I like to see. Creating shared meaning. Truly, these two have gone about creating shared meaning with one another. They find happiness and fulfillment doing bad things, mauling folk, generally wrecking up the place, and worshiping the Whispered One. The best moments between these two happen on the edge of their defeat. Delilah and Silas have each other's backs in a serious and lasting way, each of them doing their best to make certain none of their enemies have the chance to get the better of either of them while the other isn't looking. Peak examples of this happened during Silas's fight with Pike, which left his back open for an attack from Scanlan, but Delilah was right there to stop him with the power of silence. Less than a minute later, Silas returns the favor to his lady love by preventing Pike from prematurely ending Scanlan's silence by forcing her attention away from helping with magic and stymieing her into a physical fight she was honestly getting nowhere with. In fact, Silas is on his way to help Delilah out again right when he is countered with teamwork and is only defeated in the end because, with some truly heroic wordplay, Scanlan prevented Delilah from once again helping her husband with the power of her magic by using her own tricks against her. Silas's eventual death here is honestly pretty tragic after the backstory we saw between them, and her reaction is on par with that. He was a bad man who objectively deserved it, no matter how sexy. So, what did you think? Honestly, if we're keeping the morality of their open villainy out of the picture, I would have to say that their love by itself is pure stuff. I would totally watch this sexy origin story. Do you think this angle was complimentary or obtuse? Supplement us with your answer in the comments. And if you find yourself seeing things from our angle, don't forget to hit that subscribe button with your blood sword and click the notifications bell to make sure you know when we upload new content. So far, I am a one-woman show, and everything associated with this channel I either directly pay for or do with my own two hands. So, if you like this show, consider donating to my Patreon, link in the description. If you want to chat with me or send me ideas, definitely do that. You can email The Alternative Angle or follow my problematic Twitter. Until then, stay sharp.